Many of us follow a familiar cycle. We spend a few hours on Sunday meticulously organizing our week, feeling completely in control. But by Tuesday morning, we're often staring at that same list, feeling more overwhelmed than when we started. This diagram illustrates why that happens. To understand the breakdown, we have to look at the relationship between four specific areas: mental RAM, system trust, the action illusion, and the control fallacy. When we don't account for these mechanics, the time we spend getting organized can end up feeling like an additional burden rather than a way to lift one. It starts with the way our brain handles mental RAM. This silhouette represents how your brain tracks what are called open loops. These are the dozens of tiny, uncompleted agreements we make with ourselves throughout the day, from fix world hunger to replace the electric pencil sharpener. The problem is biological. Your mind has no sense of past or future. So as soon as you tell yourself you need to do something, your brain thinks you should be doing it right now. As these items fill your mental RAM, the meter hits 100%, creating a constant state of system overload. Because you can't do two things at once, storing them in your head generates a subconscious sense of failure. It produces a low-level, all-pervasive stress because your brain keeps reminding you of things when you're in a position where you can't actually do anything about them. Essentially, your brain is a terrible office assistant, one that only interrupts you with unfinished tasks at the exact moments you're unable to complete them. The standard solution to this mental overload is a weekly review, a process of moving everything from your head into a written system you can trust. This bridge represents that system trust. For the system to work, your brain must believe that the list is a total overview of your life. If the list is current, your brain relaxes and stops trying to remember everything itself. But that trust is incredibly fragile. The minute you forget a single task or your list falls out of date, your brain detects the flaw. The brain immediately revokes that trust. It shatters the bridge and forces the job of remembering and reminding back into your mental RAM, bringing the overwhelm right back with it. A weekly review only functions if it is perfectly maintained. The second you lose confidence in the system, your brain panics and goes back to its inefficient default. Even with a perfectly updated list, there is a secondary trap that often causes us to stall: the way we actually describe our work. Consider this block: fix car. It represents a vague situation, not a literal physical action. To a list, fix car is an abstract project, whereas call the towing company is a physical next step. When your list is filled with these vague situations, they stack up into an impassable wall. Every time you look at the list, your brain goes into overload just trying to figure out how to even begin the work. To keep a review from becoming a museum of overwhelming problems, every item must be translated into a specific physical step. Replacing that wall with a clear arrow like Paul Towing Company provides the brain with an immediate path forward. Writing down vague projects instead of specific physical actions doesn't create clarity, it just organizes your anxiety. Finally, we have to address the philosophical myth that ultimate efficiency leads to total control over our lives. In reality, productivity is often a trap. Becoming more efficient typically just makes you more rushed. As you clear the boxes off this belt faster, the belt simply speeds up, and the deck of tasks fills up even quicker than before. The day will never arrive when you finally have everything under control, when the emails stop and the to-do lists are finished. Expecting that stress-free finish line is an illusion. The real goal isn't to reach total control, but to recognize that perfect time management is impossible. Once we accept that, we can focus on making time for the things that actually matter today. To stay effective, you have to manage your mental RAM, maintain your system trust, avoid the action illusion, and abandon the control fallacy. When these elements align into a solid core, you stop serving the system and start getting things done. The weekly review is fragile, and perfect control is a myth. Focus on the physical next steps and keep the rest KR simplified.